What's up, YouTube? So today's topic, I'm going to talk about how I view this society, how I view this realm, how I view this world, right? And how I view God, source, the creator, the universe, and in this timeline we're in, and thousands of years leading up to where we're in here, we're just now, and why we incarnated in this timeline. So let's get to it. So I feel like whenever the older I'm getting, the more I'm exploring around this world, the more I put myself out there, the more I'm expanding my horizons, which I'm trying to do. In my mind, I'm like, there has to be more. There has to be more. This can't be it. I'm talking about, when I say there has to be more advanced technology. There has to be more advanced, like, vehicles, aircrafts, military stuff. There has to be more advanced stuff out here. There has to be, we have to have more advanced technology. Like, I was thinking to myself, there's no way in hell, as human beings, that's all we got. There has to be more. So, and there's conspiracy theories, or there's people who make spiritual content. They say stuff like, supposedly the government is hiding a lot of advanced technology from us, right? And if that's the case, then it shows how much free will kind of fucks us over. Cause like, with my channel, you have to watch a lot of Chauncey Wan's videos and a lot of other people's videos as well. He made a great point. As human beings, we have free will, but at the same time, we don't. When it comes to, he said it too, but also, like, when it comes to the people we meet, the families we're born into, our life situations, our life circumstances, I feel like that we don't have control over that. The only time we have free will is when we decide when to eat, piss, take a shit, shower, and just to go somewhere. But for the most part, when it comes to like the place we're at currently, our current locations, and the people we're surrounded with, and our circumstances, that has to deal with fucking destiny, predestined events, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but that's how I view shit, right? So I'm thinking to myself, why would God allows free will, but for the wrong reasons? So why would God allow the people in power, like behind people that are in the government, or people like the elites, the Illuminati, whatever, why would God give these people free will to fucking fuck shit up for a lot of people, to manipulate, control a lot of people? Now there's a lot of like reasons on why they do the things they do. I'm talking about the people in power, the corrupt government and shit like that. I don't like saying government because I don't know who rules this world. Some people say it's the Masons, the Masonic races. Like I want to say certain things, but I don't want to say it and shit like that. So there's a lot of spiritual videos where they mention these I'm just going to call them the elites. The elites, the Illuminati. Some people say they have so much power and control, and they know how this reality works, because they've been controlling this shit for thousands of fucking years, billions of years. They're more advanced than the average human being. Or not even that. We're more advanced, but they have more spiritual control over us and shit like that, because they've been doing this shit for years, and they've been planning on how to reincarnate this and that. And if there is a God, if there is a universe, not saying it's real, but if they are real, then why the fuck would they allow this shit to happen? Now, some people may say it's universal law, but even if it is universal law, according to this realm and reality, then that shows you that this shit is fucked up. Because, like, a lot of people are experiencing generational curses. People are creating karma for themselves. A lot of bad situations are manifesting this reality when it comes to violence, suicide rates, depression, misery, people eating poisoned foods, people damaging their bodies. All that is a result of what these people are doing behind closed doors. People controlling the system, people that has access to all the advanced shit like technology, money, resources, and they're hoarding that shit, and they're making billions of people's lives fucking hell and miserable, and just going on for thousands of years. So when it comes to spirituality, spiritual content, it gets tricky. It gets tricky because some people believe there's a universe, there's a God. So if they are real, why would they allow all this bullshit to happen? But yet God wants to give us free will, but yet God wants to control our free will. God controls our free will when it comes to the people we meet, our predestined events, and the shit, like all this shit we don't want to be in, at least for my life, all this shit I hate, my current location, the current job I work at, the people I'm around with, the family I was born into that was abusive, all that shit I fucking hate. But the universe put me through that shit. Maybe it's because of my karma. Maybe because I put that shit in myself. Or maybe I chose to experience all this shit. Clearly, all that shit was out of my control. But yet, God will give people who rule this fucking planet free will to do horrible shit, and they're able to let them do that shit and get away with it for thousands of years. And people may say, oh, well, they do it in a way where they can't create karma from themselves because they're covertly showing the collective what they're doing. So technically they're not doing it because they're giving out their hand. And it's a collective's fault for not doing shit to take control over that shit. Maybe it is a collective's fault. But just the fact that they're still able to do shit like that, that shows you how dumb universal law is. It shows you how dumb they are. Universal law has no morals. And part of being intelligent and being not dumb is having some type of emotional intelligence. If I were to shoot someone and this person didn't do anything, but I still shot that person, that's lack of emotional intelligence. If you have emotional intelligence, if you just shoot that person, if you have emotional intelligence, you'd be like, no, I'm not going to shoot that person. Because one, this person haven't done anything. This person probably has a family, has a life, and a poor soul mission. So why would I kill that person for no reason? If I were to do that, I should get in trouble. That's emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, you can navigate. If you have emotional intelligence, you know how to talk to people, you know how to help people, you know how to people get out of their situation, and you know how to spot the evil and corruption within this world by using your emotional intelligence. People like to call it your feminine energy and shit like that, because masculine deals with logic, feminine energy deals with emotions. The more emotional intelligence you have, the more you're able to navigate and see through the bullshit within the system and through people. So I feel like, in my opinion, universal law and God, they lack emotional intelligence. I know people say God and the universe, they work in mysterious ways. Again, it's my perspective, it's how I look at things. I could be dead wrong. But you see where I'm getting at. So God will allow these people to rule and control this fucking planet for thousands of years, right? But yet God wants to control certain people's free will where they're being abused and they experience a lot of restrictions and then be forced to work at these bullshit jobs they don't want to be in due to survival. This is why a lot of people are miserable. This is why a lot of people are overweight and they eat a lot of toxic foods and stuff. They don't have spiritual information. You know what I'm saying? It's so easy to get programmed. You see the average human being born into a fucking hospital. They inject them with all these vaccine shots. Supposedly these vaccine shots are like, it damages the body and stuff like that. And then these parents feed his kids bad foods, microwave foods, GMO foods, make them watch TV that's bad for them. These schools, they don't teach people shit, and they teach them useless bullshit that doesn't help people expand their horizons or expand their mind. You know what I'm saying? It makes people lost. But yet all this shit is allowed to happen, right? Get the fuck out of here, man. But yeah, but like I said, like, there has to be more, because all these cars, all the current phones and accidents, don't get me wrong, these were good back compared to back then. But I'm talking about there has to be more advanced shit. The more advanced technology we have, I'm not talking about AI, but I'm talking about we're able to utilize our advanced technology to Earth's resources. We're able to change this whole planet and make this world a much better place. But why isn't it happening? And this is where the conspiracy theories come in. I feel like I do believe, where I got these from spiritual YouTubers, they do talk about how the government and people in power, they hide most of the technology. They hide most of the Earth's most viable resources. They hoard that shit. You know what I'm saying? And there's so much channels you could watch where you could learn and put two and two together. This is what I do. So how I study spirituality, I watch a lot of spiritual content that I feel drawn to, right? I watch all their videos because they all talk about different things, but it's all spirituality. It's not spirituality, it's how this world operates, world corruption. I watch and study all their videos, and then I'll put them together and I'll come up with my own conclusion. There's channels you can watch. You can watch Sirius Inner Temple, Chauncey One, New My Friend, Esoteric 369, Macedon, Sacred Serpents, RFG Chosen One, Young Pharaoh, Archangel Uriel, Mooney Mercury Baby, and all these other, you can watch all these channels. I encourage you to watch all their channels and then come up with your conclusion on what the fuck is going on, because there's so much shit that's out there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, because like, I don't know, man, like, it just rubs me off the wrong way again. And when I make videos, when I rant, I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm here to save fucking America, I'm here to save this whole fucking, no, I'm not like that. I'm speaking my mind so I can release anger and confusion and frustration, you know? But I encourage people to be more aware of it, you know? And I feel like the power of social media is very powerful, because the same way people will speak on YouTube, they can spread it through TikTok, through Twitter, through Snapchat, through Instagram, because they don't ban as much content. But the reason why I personally don't want to do it, maybe it's because I'm shy or I don't put myself out there. But I don't know, man. Maybe in the future, because if I were to do that, then more people will become more aware of what's going on. But social media is such a powerful tool. It really is. As of right now, I'm just gonna make YouTube videos. I don't feel comfortable making content, TikTok, Snapchat, anything. Maybe in the future, but for now, no. I just don't feel comfortable doing that. But you see where I'm getting at. Social media is a very powerful tool if people were to use it the right way, especially when it comes to spreading useful information. People are so, and there's nothing wrong with that. This society, it forces you to focus on yourself, which is make your own money, work your own bullshit job, stack up, save money, buy your own houses. Its main purpose is to let you focus on you and not to focus on the collective or the world, which is nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, it could be a problem if it's continually doing that with a lot of people and for thousands of years. So if you're to reincarnate, you're gonna be put in the same timeline, the same situation where people are still being enslaved, because part of the system is to force you to not worry about other people, not to worry about world corruption. It's force you to not think outside the box. So this is what these school systems, these middle schools, high schools, kindergartens, that's what their main agenda, that's one of their agendas is to do. Keep you dumbed down, not to question shit. You know, this is why you're forced to go to that school. If you're not forced, if you're not going there, you get a ticket, and they teach people bullshit and all that, you know. But thank God we have spiritual information now, so people are able to learn through spirituality if they're lucky enough to come across that information. But even then, you still gotta use your own discernment, and there's a lot of information that we don't know that we need answers. Just because we get information from the internet, we don't know if it's accurate, you know. But it's crazy how accurate astrology is. Astrology predicts your energies and your zodiac signs within your birth chart. Study your birth chart, study the house placements, and know so you can know what the fuck is going on within these energies, you know, like Sagittarius season, Scorpio season, etc. You know. So, and I think we're in the age of Aquarius, so spirituality is definitely going to play a huge role within the society as time moves forward if people were to use it the right way. And time is speeding up, so that's going to help utilize to expose this fucking system, because as time continues to speeds up, it might fuck up the system. Now people are going to become more aware of how unstable this system is, and they're going to question a lot of shit, and eventually they're going to put two and two together. But it's just weird though, like, it's just weird. So I personally believe there is a God and there is a universe. So if all these elites, Illuminati, were able to do all this crazy ass shit, why would God and the universe why would they allow this shit to happen for thousands of years? Why would they allow that shit? And then they might say free will. That's bullshit, because they control our free will. We have a nervous system. We feel pain. That's not free will. You know what I'm saying? People experience generational curses and dysfunctional family bloodlines that they got to overcome, and they're being abused and scapegoated because of that shit. That's not free will. You know what I'm saying? Even if they chose to experience that shit, they still can't get out of their situation because they chose it. That's not free will. Some people were born blind, deaf due to karma. That's not free will. We're forced to work at these jobs out of survival. As little kids, we're pretty much victims because our parents didn't know any better, and they forced us to be into these schools, teach us bullshit, and eat bullshit. That's not out of our control. That's not free will. You know what I'm saying? It's bullshit. The universe does not, universal law, this reality, this realm is not worked on through logic or through emotions. It's fucked up. It's very fucked up. This is why people in power, they're able to do this shit they do, man. Universal law is a fucking retard, man. I'm all over the place, but shout out to Chauncey One, man. He talks about yoga, fasting, breath work, and meditation. If you do those things, you will get a lot of results. You will feel better mentally, physically, spiritually. I haven't even done those in a week, and I've done those for like 3 days, and I already feel more tapped in. I feel more mentally aware. I feel like I have more energy, and I feel better just by fasting, meditating, and especially doing yoga. That helps a lot. It's very underrated. Because life, it can't continue to be like this. Life can't, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I'm ungrateful. We could be put in a worse situation. There's third world countries out here. But in this timeline, why is there still third world countries? Why is there still wars and battles going on? Why is it that, like, we have technology, but there has to be more? You see how human beings used to live back then? We used to have cavemen back then. You see how people lived back then? They didn't have access to smartphones or these vehicles like that. You know how shitty that was? You know what I'm saying? People used to not have access to a fucking light bulb or electricity. How were they able to survive like that? You know what I'm saying? And I blame the human body. And who's responsible for the human body? God, source, the creator, or this realm, or this reality. They're responsible for creating this human body. This human body cannot survive in the winter months. We can't live outside for a month. We're gonna get sick. We're gonna die off. There's all we need electricity. We need cars to go from point A to point B. You know what I'm saying? So like, if the realm or the universe, they're gonna create or orchestrate a human body like that, at least put in a lot of advanced technology that we have access to. And what sucks is that, like, as human beings, I feel like I understand we all have different purposes, we all have different gifts and unique and talents. But like, just the fact that we don't have access to our past lives, we don't remember how to create shit. If we were to have access to our past lives, we'll have a lot of knowledge to create a lot of more advanced shit because we remember vividly on our past lives. If we were able to remember vividly our past lives, we'll remember how to create other shit through our talents and our past life gifts and etc. But this is why I feel like the human body is so fragile, and I blame God or the universe or the creator, because they could easily create the human body to have more of an advanced brain and vital organs and stuff like that, to where we're able to use our brain to create greater shit that's able to make this realm a lot smoother for us. You know what I'm saying? But God don't do that, because the average human brain can only do so much. You know what I'm saying? We don't even remember our past lives. Even though we do live past lives, once we reincarnate, God blocks that shit from us. You know, we have free will, you know what I'm saying? But again, all my information, I could be wrong. I'm speaking it from my own perspectives. I'm not trying to force any beliefs onto anyone. If anything, please comment about your perspectives. I would like to learn about that as well, you know? So don't take my shit seriously. I'm just speaking from my own perspectives. I could be wrong, you know, or maybe I'm just delusional. I see life in a weird way, but you know what I'm saying? This is bullshit, man. Like, there has to be more than being forced to work at a job, to have a shitty vehicle that's very expensive, and being restricted by money. Life has to offer more than that. It has to be. There has to be more than life. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of seeing people miserable and depressed in their situation because of this fucking society. And what's worse is that there's worse shit going on, like third world countries. People don't even have access to food and water. You know what I'm saying? And we're in 2023. In this timeline, why do we still have poor people in these third world countries? This shit makes no fucking sense. That tells you how corrupt this fucking reality is. This shit makes no sense, man. It's all corruption. Everything's corrupt. This is why the government uses money in the wrong ways. They spent thousands and millions of dollars on shit we don't need. But yet they don't use that shit to help other third world countries. And money's man-made by these fucking Masons. And they've been doing this shit for over thousands of years. They're able to get away with it. Who's in charge of this realm? Who's in charge of this universal law? Is it the Masons? Are they in charge of us? Is it that deep? Do we not have that much power? Or is there like a greater force, like God or the creator or universal law? Do they have control over this shit? And if they do, why aren't they doing shit to stop this shit? You know what I'm saying? But like I said, these Masons and these people in government power, they know how to manipulate shit. So they're able to get away with certain shit, you know? And shout out to other YouTubers who mentioned that, because I got that information from them. And that's the case, and that makes sense. But still, like I said before, universal law, it shows that they lack emotional intelligence and logic, because they're able to let people like these corrupt bastards do shit like that. And look at the result. People are depressed. People are miserable. People commit suicides. People are stuck in their situation. There's a lot of domestic violence. There's a lot of broken families. People are lost, confused, and sick due to all this toxicity around. You know what I'm saying? But like, comment, subscribe, have a good one. I'm just releasing my mind. Peace.